tuned in to our educational seminar. My name is Hector Guevara and
I'm Kimberly Garcia.
Kimberly Garcia. And what we wanted to do with this video is show the importance between synchronous education versus asynchronous education. And from the articles that we've read, we've kind of learned that synchronous education has this one-on-one connectivity between the professor and the students, and it has that live feed involvement with it. And the reason that we're using Google Hangouts is because it provides a very flexible tool for us to video conference, but at the same time, I have the ability to actually share my screen with Kimberly, which is something that I'm going to do right now. So um, the first thing that we read was about why we need group work in online learning. And in this situation, Kimberly is going to ask me a question, and I'm going to respond. And really, this goes to show how important it is to have a sort of a group work collaboration online, because it's more lively, and questions or problems that are posed can be answered in a better way. So, Kimberly, what's your first question?
All right, so Hector, out of all the readings that we did this week, which one did you find or most interesting, or you found that it actually hit strong on why synchronous and asynchronous learning is important?
Right. So I think one of the most important articles that I was able to read was why we need group work in online learning, and it really goes on to explain three essential components of online learning that are crucial for the 21st century. Which is the first one is the essential skills. This is what we're doing right now with Kimberly and myself. Being able to be in a group of, well, it's only two people, but being in this group and being able to talk about any ideas, that's very important in online education, because with asynchronous education, there's not that sort of connectivity and that lively response. So in this case, if Kimberly's a student and she has a question, I'm answering her question with what reading I thought was the most interesting. The second point is innovation and growth. And the important part of innovation and growth is the fact that ideas spur when people come together. And Steve Johnson does a great example of that by demonstrating that through his video and showing how when people come together within a space, that's what makes them uh, be more lively and more energetic, and at the same time create more ideas. And the third and most important component, I think, is the social and the active learning. And this part really goes on to explain about peer instruction and interactive learning. So one of the best ways that education works is having that group work and having another person on the end of the line who can say or contribute to any ideas that you might have. So that's what I found most meaningful from this why we need
I
group
have a
work in
question,
online learning.
Hector. I'm a little confused as to how do you have any idea how this, online or working with a group is going to apply to the modern world? Or I know that there's a part in the article that talks about how this is going to be great for innovation and modern industries. Could you explain that to me?
Yeah, sure. I think it really speaks to the process in which the more online learning is becoming a thing, the more important it is going to be for employers or students to be able to engage in a sort of online platform. As more companies, more Fortune 500 companies, more industrial companies start hiring more people and start focusing on online education to allow their own employees to learn, that goes to show you that the modern age of education is starting to shift, and there's more people being involved within online education. So I think the important thing is being able to communicate with others with group work, but at the same time have that online education experience. And I think that's what the article really goes about, explaining the importance of group work. And simply because you're in an online platform should not mean that you should disengage yourself from peers, but instead you should have the ability to engage with peers through group work, through connectivity such as like Google Hangouts. So, for example, if I wanted to bring two or three people more onto this Google Hangouts, I would be able to do so. And at the same time, I would be able to share my screen and see any problems that we might have. So I hope that answers your question about the importance of those
No,
skills.
definitely, yeah. You know what I think is crazy is that this could be done globally as well.
Right,
Like, I could be learning at the same time with someone from Thailand or Korea, you know?
right.
So I definitely agree with what you had to say and what the article shares as well. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about the article about?
No, I think that I mean for the purpose of this video is basically just to show the importance of synchronous education and how having that connectivity between different peers in the class is very important, and how online education shouldn't prohibit group work from occurring. So I think those are my 2 cents for this week's readings.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read more about this. But
Great.
with that, we're going to conclude our video chat and leave it at that. It was nice seeing you, Hector.
Nice seeing you too, Kimberly. Take care.